because I want the 300, and I had the 300 for a long time. I don't want the Persian armor.
But dude, you are crushing it. You're right where you need to be. If that makes any sense, you're right where you need to be. I wanted to put that in your ear.
And I said, I want the ball.
Yeah.
And I don't care what the consequences are. I just want the ball.
Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country.
All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us. This is a segment to a training day podcast. I'm excited to bring on our guest. If you notice, I'm wearing a baseball cap today, which I never wear baseball caps. There's a short story behind that. But I'm wearing an Integrity baseball cap today, and it's tilted because I don't want to wear it flat. To announce our guest and their amazing feat in this life insurance industry, a man who's put in 10 plus years in the industry, multiple different IMOs, found Family First Life as his home, as a place that he can build his career, build his business, grow his business, build his family. And I'm happy and proud to announce that my buddy Rob Richman, president of FFL Apex, is now a proud partner of Integrity Marketing Group, newly announced brand new partner, Rob Richman. What's up, my man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. Congratulations on your success and reaching a very pinnacle milestone in your career. Man, I mean, me knowing your journey and, kind of where you've been in this industry and how we found each other to now. What does that feel like, buddy?
Well, I think success is a very unnatural thing to a lot of people. And being an unnatural thing, you have to do something very different to break out of mediocrity. And FFL really did that. You inspired me to do that 3.5 years ago when we met at that dinner, and we joke about it all the time, but that was like a fork in the road. And it was like, I was either going to go one route or the other. I was going to stay complacent, making $300,000 a year, not working that hard, or I was going to take this gigantic leap of faith and sacrifice a couple years of my life. And the goal was to always sacrifice a year of my life for the rest of my life. I had said that one other time when I got into the business.
Right.
And up until Family First Life, I never felt like I really had to work that hard. After that year that I sacrificed, and with FFL, I promised my wife that it was going to be a year, and then it was 2, and then it was 3. but it's worth it,
no doubt.
And trading the 3 years for the rest of my life, I think the grind is going to be a different grind now. It's not a grind in the field anymore, but it is definitely a leadership grind, and leadership is harder than selling insurance.
No doubt.
You always got to have yourself in check, and be careful what you say, which is something I've always struggled with. Is I've started to develop a filter, and my communication has been focused on the positive instead of the negative.
Good
and
man.
It's fun to grow. It's fun to grow and to get better every day. And I think I got stuck not doing that. And now the partnership has just been great for that. Could open up your eyes to so many sharp people, so many locked in people, so many bigger groups. It keeps getting bigger and opens your eyes up more and more to what the potential in this business and industry really is.
No doubt. When you look at, kind of your journey and, coming from some of the shops you've came from to, getting into a place where you get this huge announcement, this huge victory lap, this video that's tailor-made to, your things you love to do, cooking, and it drops on the internet, and people start, so I call it a victory lap. How was that victory lap, my man?
It was really cool. I've never experienced anything like that in my life, where I've been a private person and then I'm just out there. And the people that come out of the woodwork that say congratulations, it's a cool feeling. It's like, I can't believe you even saw that kind of thing. And Grady called me yesterday. Polson called me, and he's like, "This is a really good day, dude. Just go take a walk with your wife in the
Yeah,
sun and realize that you just got knighted."
that's
And that
awesome.
was a cool way to put it. And it felt like because we had closed, a couple months earlier, but it wasn't. We weren't able to talk about it, and it felt different once it was announced. It felt real.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like you're official, but you're officially official now. So it
Mhm.
really does feel different, man. I mean, I went through the same thing with the pandemic and the freeze, and then it coming out months after. But so I totally get it. Dude, congratulations, man. The journey has just begun. And like we talked about last time I saw you in Dallas, your trajectory right now looks insane. You know, all the things you got all the things you're working on, all the things you're focused on, the ability to have now partner with integrity and those resources, and really all the other men and women that have done great things in this industry. We're all on the same team. We're all partners. That feels great, man. And I personally was like way overjoyed, man, watching it, listening to it, and then being able to speak on the Inspire podcast, just reminiscing, bro. Just reminiscing, like, you know,
Really cool.
the journey and just, the promises we made to each other that actually came to pass, which is really cool. That doesn't happen all the time in life. And when it
Yeah.
does, the
I was
reflection.
thinking that when you said that. I was really thinking that when you said that because that doesn't happen.
Mm.
Or like you said some crazy things to me that night. And then you did. Like, this is what it's gonna look like in a couple of years, so get ready.
Yeah.
And I sat on it thinking like this guy is like absolutely nuts to like say these things that I could do. It was a month I sat on that and let the virus of FFL infect me.
Mm.
And then it just like I couldn't shake it. And then I came on board and we started to set it on fire.
Yeah.
And it was out the gates running because I made a commitment to do the same way you made a commitment to me. And I'm pretty big on keeping my word. I don't make that many promises intentionally
Yeah.
because the ones I make, I keep them.
Yeah,
And
you crushed it.
yeah,
I lost my train of thought on Inspire, but what I wanted to say in the midst of all of that was 2020, when the pandemic hit, and it was, to you, it was like there was no pandemic. You took your work ethic to a whole nother level, and I remember you reflecting on that, saying, "I just felt like this was my moment," and like it was. And I remember calling you, and I was a little emotional, because I was like, "Yo, I've not seen anybody go to bat as hard as you're going to bat in a time where it's so easy to not go to bat." The whole world, no one would have been mad. Nobody would have been mad. You put your foot on the gas, and that's probably the most memorable thing outside of the month you came out the gates, where you smashed it to help 90
yeah,
families. That moment was your defining moment from my vantage point looking back, and you deserve every ounce of this, bro. You
you
earned it.
remember, so that year was crazy because I told you that month when like, because Jersey shut down and Pennsylvania shut down
Right,
and Chicago shut down, and your biggest producers were there.
right,
And then I think I did 120 that month. And it was the easiest month ever because everybody else was afraid. And I was like, if I get it, I get it.
right.
I'm 33 and healthy, and I'll get out and do it. And it was a big risk. It was because no one knew. But I said, this really was. You get those moments though, where you got to look to someone to step up and do it. And I said, I want the ball,
Yeah,
and I don't care what the consequences are. I just want the ball.
yeah,
And
that was big.
threw it to me, and I ran with it. So that was probably the most fun year of my life.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Well, all that to say that this is extremely well deserved, and I'm so happy for you and your family, and congratulations. And this is just the beginning, but sometimes we got to look at a moment for what it is, and we got to kind of pump our hand in the air and say, heck yeah, well deserved, my guy. I love you, man.
Love you too, man. Appreciate everything.
Thanks for jumping on. We'll segue into the podcast, but I appreciate you, Rob. Love you, man. Let's keep hammering. I want to transition into this because this is where the magic, I believe, is, because you convinced yourself that if you weren't helping 25 families a week, that you were ineffective. And somehow, that was a lie, obviously. Somehow you convinced yourself the exact opposite, that you are effective, that you do know how to do this, that you have the skills, that you can train anybody, which you can. One of the best trainers I've ever met in this business. So talk to us about this platform that you have as you're recruiting now. You're bringing the people on, and then you are the one that's guerrilla training them on phone script. And I want you to go into that a little bit.
Yeah. So Sunday. So I'm getting them in the groove of doing things they don't want to do, which is respond to their boss on a Sunday. Okay. I'm not, but this is the headspace I'm getting people into. You're gonna be available on Sunday. Just like tiny little things. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get your offer letter out, you're gonna sign it, we're gonna get you an invite to HCMS. I'm breaking it down very clearly. My goal is to eliminate an excuse that they didn't know something. All right. So whatever it is. So today is Thursday, hired them. You're going to get this. You're going to send it in. You're going to get an invite to HCMS. You're going to accept it. You're going to get a welcome email with specific instructions. If you don't read it, it's really tricky. If you read it, it's not. If you need help, here's your resource. Friday morning at 11 o'clock, I need you on the onboarding call. We're just going to go over the opportunity in more depth. Saturday, take it easy. Sunday, I'm going to reach out to you with the rest of your cohort mates, and we're going to pick a time on Monday to do our cohort kickoff, where I'm going to get to know all of you a little deeper than I know you now, and we're going to lay out what the training looks like for the next 6 days. Okay? I'm going to get their buy-in. So Monday we do the kickoff. Depending on how many people are on there, it could take a little bit longer. It could be shorter, depending on, if I'd rather watch paint dry than talk to some of these people. But I'm also being very intentional about only hiring people I want to work with, because I don't need the people. Be honest, dude, I don't need the money right now. I need the growth, but I don't need the headache that comes with hiring the wrong people. And I'm sick and tired of that. So I'm going to hire the people that I only want to work with, that are excited to talk to me, because I bring something to
By the way, your conviction level is good on all sides. Go ahead.
So now Monday we do the kickoff. We pick the time that we're going to do, and whether it's at 3:30 Central Time or 6 o'clock Central Time or 7 o'clock Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and oh my God, Friday night too. We are going to have the same times. Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to do a 2-hour product training. And if we need to do a recitation on Sunday, we can do that, and it can be one-on-one, or I can just be available for 45 minutes. Sunday, want to recharge my battery, because I love being tired, and I haven't been tired in a long time. But when I was running in the field, I was freaking toast at noon on Sunday. So I missed that. While still being present in my marriage, and to other people that are where did we go for 3 years?
Right.
Here's where I went. So Tuesday, so Monday, so we do our kickoff call. We decide on the day and time, and then I send a very specific text message. So Tuesday at, let's just call it 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, you will be setting me as a final expense client. Here's where you find that script with links and everything. Wednesday, you will be setting me as a mortgage protection client. Here are the links. Here is the script. Here's where you can find it. Thursday, you will be selling me as a final expense client.
What's
and we're
Wednesday?
Going to give a ton.
What's Wednesday?
Wednesday is setting me as mortgage protection.
Got it.
But after talking to you and a couple other people, I want them to be proficient with setting it, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time having them sell me on it, because not only is that that's way too much time for 6 people at once to do one-on-ones, but also we can scale it on FEX. Mm-hmm. And it's an easy freaking sale. So then Thursday we're going to do it. And I always have someone volunteer as tribute. It's funny. I said it as a joke, but now that's the term. Who's going to volunteer to go first?
Got it.
And there's always someone that raises their hand and is I want it. So it's cool. Friday, we give polished presentations. So you actually have to sell me on Friday. Nice. Saturday, we're doing product all morning. And then, so here's the deal. So Tuesday, when we do the final expense thing, So because it's a quicker script versus like the 4.5 minute mortgage protection one that I have them do, Tuesdays where we build the camaraderie. So the thinking behind this is, all right, we're going to get them in a group. We're going to get them like a little bit like, oh, we got to do training.
This is all over Zoom, right?
This is all over Zoom.
Same time, everyone in the room at the same time, same days.
Dude, by the way, my attendance has been perfect.
Wow.
This is amazing. Like, never dealt with such engagement in 11 years of doing this. Perfect attendance, and everyone is prepared.
Love it.
So Tuesday, they give me their final expense script. I give them feedback. I say, all right, so Mark, you give it now. Implement the feedback that I gave Peter. Now I give you feedback, and I say, okay, Tiff, you do it implementing the feedback that I gave. Like, even like some of the little things, like, hey, are you working or are you retired? Retired. Do you get up? Do you wake up early? Morning's better for you or afternoon? Mornings. Do you get up with the roosters or do you sleep in a little bit? Like the little things, right? So like I'll give them like a little liner there, and then I'll have them implement. And they'll start doing it. So let's say there's six people in this cohort. Then I have Mark go against Peter. I have Tiff pick the winner. I have Tiff go against Tosh, and I have Mark pick the winner. And then the winners go against each other for bragging rights, and they want that because then they're the captain of the cohort.
I love it.
They want that.
I picked all my staff. That's great. Listen,
and
I'm locked in.
And you're picturing it, right? Like these guys doing it. They're like, oh, I don't want to, like, and no one wants to be the worst one. And that's the beauty. So here's what I also realized. I'm a basket case. And the reason why I set 3 or 4 appointments when I was in the field 7 days a week is because I could be perfect in 45-minute increments 3 or 4 times a day.
Wow.
And I can go back.
I never heard you say that. I never heard you. I always wondered. I'm like, dude, why are you only running? You were very, very efficient. I mean, you closed a lot. Your closing ratio is very high.
That's why.
But I never heard you say you could be very good 3 or 4 times a day in 45-minute increments. That's good.
So like, get this. So now I translate this to recruiting, and I'm like, so why am I doing this in cohorts? Is it because I'm lazy? No, it's because I'm self-aware. And here's what I knew is that I wake up tired sometimes. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood. Sometimes I wake up in a great mood, and then I get a debt roll-up email, and I'm in a foul mood. Maybe I have a bad interaction with you. Maybe Sean calls me, and I start freaking out about something. Maybe I get into a fight with my wife. Maybe my dog peed on the couch that I just bought. Maybe something happened. And if I got to have the same conversation 7 times with 7 different people, they're all getting a different voice, and that was not fair for them. So I decided to do this in cohorts because, again, going back to I can be perfect for 45 minutes. I can give them a perfect version of whatever I need to give them once a day for between 45 minutes and 90 minutes a day. And they deserve that.
Right.
And then it's not a mixed message.
Right.
And then what the crazy thing happens is what I told you before, what I love that Grady did is he built one voice in his agency. Everybody was speaking the same thing, like little mini robots. Now they're all speaking, these 4 to 6 people are all speaking the same language. And maybe I don't like that Jesse is okay with his results. Maybe I don't like that Garrett went camping or did something, whatever. They deserve it. They can do whatever they want. I'm just using generic examples here. And maybe they don't speak the same language as me. So if I'm giving them agents and then I'm speaking a different language than they're speaking, then the agent is confused and they don't know who's speaking the right language. Well, if everybody is direct to me, that I'm recruiting for the time being for the next year, this is what I'm doing. And then maybe whatever, I don't know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. So talking about a year down the road, I don't know. But for the next foreseeable future, we will be speaking the same language.
Yeah.
And when they call me, I will pick up and I'll say, hello, how are you? And when I call them, they'll pick up and be like, yo, what's up? Like, they'll know what to expect because it'll be the same language.
Yeah.
Where are you at today? Let me get the State of the Union. They know what that means. I am independently reading text messages right now from the original cohort who have now all, not only was it perfect attendance, they have now all made their first sale, first week out in the field.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear right there, brother.
Okay.
That's huge.
Now the second cohort is already talking about recruiting and how they can't wait to get on leads. I had an agent individually remove himself from the cohort because he said, I'm not prepared. You guys don't deserve this. I'll go in the next one. I'm really embarrassed and sorry. This is the culture I want to build.
That's crazy.
I will delay my income for a week because I screwed up and wasn't prepared today.
Wow.
I'm removing myself.
Wow.
I love that. I want that.
I love it.
Because I want the 300, and I had the 300 for a long time. I don't want the Persian army. I want the 300
I love it, bro.
because I can control it and I can teach them, and they'll listen and they'll fight, and I'll fight for them and they'll fight for me, and they'll fight for their families and they'll protect the clients that they serve. So that's what I'm building now. And I don't know how this couldn't work.
I don't either, and that's why I'm so excited, and that's why we wanted to get you as a guest on the podcast. I mean, that is extremely detailed information, which is going to help a lot of people. And I think, you're wearing the joy well because, dude, I mean, listen, this business has valleys and peaks, as you know. You've been on, cloud 9 before. You've been, in the valley before. But there's nothing like success when you know what you're doing and you enjoy it. And that's the one thing I said to you that day. I said, let's just take a minute and pause. You see the smile on you're doing something that you know how to do, and it's one of the most enjoyable things of what we do for you. Bro, how can it get better than this? How would it not work? You're happy doing it.
It was the biggest eye-opening thing when there was that call where it was you and Andrew and Zach. And I had a lump in my throat and actually cried when I got off the phone, when I got off that call, because I'm like, where did that go? You guys were so sharp. You could communicate exactly where you were going, where you were headed, and what you're doing now to get there. And I'm like, I'm like, how did I get here? This sucks. I need to create something that I am completely in control of, that I believe in, that I can get behind, and that I can completely buy into. And I did that with this training.
That's great.
And I'm so, it's my favorite time of the day when I get to be with these guys, and I get to watch them compete and like it and actually like it, and have them hitting me up at 6:30 in the morning saying, hey, so I watched this video. Or, hey, I'm buying leads here. And, hey, I got this. I'm doing this.
Dude, this is going to explode.
That's different.
Yeah. Number one, you're working hard. You're doing the recruiting. You're bringing those people that are getting on you call it a cohort, your Zoom training for the week. Yeah, those people you recruited. Secondly, those people you're training. The best person to recruit and train those people is you. It's also making you very joyous. I don't see how it could possibly fail. So I'm excited for you. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait for, these next couple weeks to kind of unfold themselves on all facets. But, dude, you are crushing it. You're right where you need to be, if that makes any sense. You're right where you need to be. I wanted to put that in your ear. But, dude, I appreciate you taking the time to share and pour out from all sides, because you know what? We need to hear that how to get out of the valley, right? Because those are some of the best stories I've ever told, is how I got out of the valley, right? It's not always how'd you get to the mountaintop. No, how'd you get out of the valley? Because I'm in the valley. Hey, I need some encouragement on how you crawled and got on your feet and took some steps. Can you help me with that? Because I'm all about you having a party at the top of the hill. But how did you get out of the valley? So you're very, very, very detailed with that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I just, this has just been such a humbling journey. And I don't know where else you can, but I don't know how people just can say it is what it is. Huh. I said those words for 2 weeks straight. And every time I said those words, I'm like, who am I becoming? This is gross. It's never it is what it is. Never. Nobody successful ever said it is what it is. Nobody. Maybe they didn't get up at 4:30 in the morning, but they definitely didn't sleep until 7. Nobody said it is what it is. Nobody woke up. Nobody successful complained when they woke up and said, I'm tired. They got up. They took a walk. They ran, they exercised, they did something to snap their head back into what it needed to be.
No doubt.
And I had to ask myself, because none of it, dude, it all stemmed back to hearing that call and me literally having a breakdown of what am I even here? I'm having complete imposter syndrome. And I have to be a good leader, because there's no growth in this company without people leading by example. And if there's ever been a time where there's felt that there's complacency, like somebody steps up and does something that shakes up the culture, and then people start running with it.
No doubt.
And I wanted to be like the little me that is in this ocean of sharks. And I'm like, I want to figure out a way. If I'm not the biggest, if I don't have the sharpest teeth, if I'm not even the fastest, I want to find a way to retain everybody. And I want to find a way to be in control of the process, that when I find someone, I can leave again, that they'll be successful. And that's what I decided to do a month ago. And it's motivating, it's energizing, it's reaffirming my belief in this opportunity. It's making me believe again that if you set it up the right way, that there is never going to be a shortage of leads. And I'm just excited to have impact again. To quit being a woe is me negative influence in people's professional lives, and be like, it is what it is. And I owed it to everybody to stop being that mopey, whiny person that I hated that I became for a year. Well, so here we are.
And here's what I know. When you get locked in, brother, it's over. So I'm excited that we're gonna be celebrating this, and celebrating 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 families a month on the climb. FFL Apex is on the freaking grow. Let's go. So I appreciate you, buddy, for jumping on with us on our Training Day podcast. This is going to be a barn burner for real, man. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good luck this week.
Thank you so much. Let's keep breaking records. Richie Rich, appreciate you, buddy. God bless.